Hey guys, this is Market Update. The bull market continues and the uptrend continues for now. So we've been looking at this 50-period moving average where we bounce from it, and we bounce from it again. Followed through last week with a green candle and pretty decent price action this week as well. It's very strong price action in the short term, showing a huge uptrend. So we failed down here, bounced, and if we reclaim this 91,000 level, very, very bullish short term, you'll get chasers coming in trying to go long and force the price up again. For now, I think my base case is maybe just consolidate underneath this, put in a structural kind of support zone at this level, I think is pretty good news. If you look at the longer term, 200-week moving average here in white as well, hit our first stop perfectly. So this is my longer term growth, rate of growth or trend for BTC. These green dots would be where the 200-week moving average hopefully gets into if you're seeing a 40% yearly growth down to 30 after the next halving. So we're in the first one perfectly. This is a grinding bull market. It's just different, right? It's just structural. You've got the ETFs, you've got new capital coming in, buying the asset, very patient. Any dips, 10, 20, 15%, they're going to be going in and actually accumulating. And that's what you're seeing this price action happen. This is not money printing price action. This is just new capital coming into an asset, forcing the price higher over time. And this is a grinding structural uptrend. So yeah, very, very positive on the price. If you trade crypto, trade on Bybit, link below. Anything you deposit, they'll give you a deposit bonus there, up to $30,000 if you trade. And also, if you want to check out the Crypto Investor course, 300 videos on getting yourself set up in crypto, how to use wallets, how to trade. You can come and ask me questions in the private Discord groups as well. And I update the course for free for existing users. I'll leave the link below as well. We can split the influence on the Bitcoin price into two buckets, right? The short-term market stuff and then the long-term structural stuff. Long-term, it's just never ever looked better for crypto, to be honest. You have MSTR, Strategy now, who have the most in-demand securities in the market. They're a tiny portion of the market. They have the most in-demand securities. It shows a demand for getting access to Bitcoin or the volatility of Bitcoin as well. You have Metaplanet doing exactly the same thing in Japan. Huge volume, right? They're one of the highest traded stocks, even though they're a tiny little company. People want BTC. You've now got miners doing the same thing. Rumble bringing Bitcoin onto their balance sheet. Other companies have done this as well. States in the US are wanting to bring it on through Bitcoin bills and maybe a strategic reserve sometime in the future. But if that doesn't happen, it doesn't matter. The states bringing it on is the big thing as well. So there is demand for the asset. And then you have a proliferation of wallets now. Rumble have a wallet, other wallets coming out, stablecoin payments. Everyone wants to bring them on. So that's good for Bitcoin. It's good for the blockchains that stablecoins run on. Huge structural gains are coming in the market. So if you have a 10 to 15 year view, amazing time to get in, right? Absolutely amazing. I think the 200-week moving average just moves up, up, and up to this point. That is outside of all the short-term market stuff, right? Short-term market stuff, volatile, it may push us down a little bit, may go up a little bit. Doesn't really matter if you've got 10 to 15 year. All this is noise, right? 10 to 15 year view, this is complete noise. But look, he's a deal maker, very harsh on tariffs, pulls it back, right? Market likes it. So he's just going to get what he wants, which is less government, less spending government, more in the private sector. And that's ultimately pretty good because the government spending, it's faking GDP higher, but that's not real wealth creation. So what they're going to do is deregulate the banking sector, try and cut taxes. That's all stimulative. They want credit creation from the private market, deregulate banks, credit creation there, right, pushing GDP higher. Private sector is better at it. So that's good news. But they all know that they need GDP positive. You just can't sort out the debt if GDP is coming soft. So they want to try and get interest rates down. That's one part of it. The other side is they need GDP higher, so they need to incentivize the free market to come back into the States, create GDP there. That means credit creation, that means currency debasement. So any way you cut it, right, if you want it from the government sector or the private sector, the currency debases because it's a credit unit, and the credit unit debases. And that doesn't matter because if you have some savings, you have to go into strong assets. And Bitcoin is the trade of our generation, where structurally you have the tech sector first, but then it's going to proliferate through other companies as well as a neutral reserve asset. It is the chosen neutral reserve asset, right? And so the structural, outlook for BTC has never been stronger. It's coming on, and it's actually happening so slowly still that we can still get ahead of it. There's been so much noise in markets short term about the tariffs. Trump being a bit softer on those has made us pump these last few weeks, which is good news. But ultimately, you can't invest in this type of stuff. So you have to take a structural view, right? Which is, let's say over the next 6-12 months, what's happening? There's still a lot of negotiations to happen geopolitically, right? Before we get kind of the next move in markets, I think what they're doing is just trying to settle markets a little bit, let the data come in, a little bit soft, and then go after that once the negotiations have happened. So I'll go through this. This is global liquidity in white and then the Bitcoin price in orange, you can see the correlation is so high, right? So as global liquidity, liquidity from central banks, forcing money into markets, lower interest rates, printing money basically, or making commercial banks create that money, force it into the system. We have the global liquidity increasing in the pandemic here, huge rise in Bitcoin price. And then we've had a bottom of global liquidity here, basically in line, grinding higher with the Bitcoin price as well. Are we going to get another breakout? So what we don't want is this, like last time, right? That would suggest a massive catastrophe, huge financial crisis, and then a massive bailout. We really don't want that again, right? We just want a much more natural free market credit creation type event where you have trade flows being negotiated, maybe the dollar a little bit weaker, which would be great news for the States. You want to bring back manufacturing there. That would be good, and it's not going to happen until the negotiations have been settled, right? And so we can see Xi going to the US, meeting with Trump. There's going to be a huge negotiation on trade flows and everything there. China do want to stimulate. They have basically price deflation there, so they want to create credit and stimulate there. Europe would want to as well. So everyone wants to, but the negotiations and the trade flows have to be sorted out. And so once that happens, maybe we'll see liquidity breaking out and making new highs. But I don't hope that it's like this. I hope it's just grinding and slow and real, and then the Bitcoin can actually just press in that growth in liquidity. But it has to come because the debt-based system needs inflation. It needs GDP to be positive, and they're going to sort that out, and at some point it will break higher again. But this negotiation has to happen. So very important that we get that. And you can see global liquidity in Bitcoin is basically absolutely correlated. So I don't think that will happen. You see Howard Lutnick saying Q4 this year, he wants the economy to be humming. Basically, he wants the weak data here, bring it all down, and then starting to weaken dollar and get trade flowing and deregulate, tax cuts, get the economy actually growing from the private sector as well. So it's all laid out for us. We just have to be patient. I think it's there, just not right now, right? Not right now, because they need to negotiate, they need to get it done, and then towards the end of this year, that's when they want to pump things, and they can do that with their policy. This is absolutely insane data as well from Charlie Bilello, which looks at house prices over the last 130, 40 years or so, and the real annual return of 0.5% a year. And that's before factoring in cost of insurance, upkeep, etc. So you do not make money in housing. There's two asset classes that have made money over the last 100 years, like real inflation-adjusted returns, stocks and Bitcoin. I'll put more info on this in the private Discord groups. If you have the private Discord groups, I'll put this in there today. The size of a house has doubled. The prices are barely going up each year. You do not make money in housing. And so if you've got money to save, you have to live somewhere, yes. But if you've got money to save, you have to go into assets that are outperforming the rate of currency debasement and the rate of price rises in desirable goods and services. Bitcoin is that for our generation, right? It's very clear at this point. If you trade as well, $30,000 deposit bonus on Bybit, and get the Crypto Investor course. You can ask me questions in the groups. I put way more in the groups, link below as well. I'm James, this is Money ZG. Cheers for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.